from the White Lotus Resort in Thailand to Los Angeles in the year 2296, our next guest has really done it all. He's back as the Ghoul in the second series of Fallout, which begins on the 17th of December on Prime Video. So pour yourself some egg noggins and prepare your noggins for Walton Goggins!
Yes!
Whoa. Wow, that's an introduction.
Those morning shows you see in movies? Well, we are that morning show.
I love it.
We're here. Guess what I watched yesterday, Walton Goggins?
What did you watch yesterday, Chris?
I watched The Accountant.
Hey, how did you get that?
It's
on
YouTube.
What did you find? Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, because I didn't know you'd won an Academy Award, and then I saw you won an Academy Award, and I watched The Accountant on YouTube. It's like, I mean, wow! And straight after it, all the reviews were, well, this is a new gold standard for short films and Academy Awards.
You know, and it remains a gold standard for short films. No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, it was I was like, that was almost 25 years ago.
And you won the
Chris.
Oscar for producing.
Yeah, well, my partner and I have my two partners, Lisa Blunt and our writer, director, Ray McKinnon, and myself. You know, we're all from the South, and Ray has been a friend of mine since I was like 17 years old. And
wow.
and at some point in one's career, you decide to, write and do it yourself, right? Tell your own story. And that's what Ray did, and I came on board, and then Lisa, his wife, came on board, and we raised money from family and friends, and then we went down to Georgia with the little money we had, and over the course of 7 days, we made this story. Incredible. And it was only like literally doing the pilot of The Shield that Michael Chiklis said to me, hey, it's a really good short film. You should submit that to the Academy Awards.
Wow. And then you won the Academy Award. That's
happened.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Where
it
is
was
it?
great.
Where is your Academy Award?
Well, we split them, right? We can only get two for the three of us,
right.
and they took one, and then they gave me one, and it's on my not on my desk, but it is on a bookshelf.
Yeah, because it's funny, because I took such a deep dive into yesterday, because I like to do that when people come on the show, just because it's helpful, and you'll know if I have, and that makes this better and all this kind of stuff.
It makes it a little easier, doesn't it?
And it's more fun, because we're both invested in it, and you've bothered to come in, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so my second question is going to be, are you going to take in any Scottish hunting lodges while you're here?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I'm doing that tomorrow. Yes,
now,
in between conversations with people like yourself. Well, because I live in a Scottish hunting lodge in Hudson, the Hudson Valley, New York. And I, you know what? I just want to know if it really is a Scottish hunting lodge. Or
it looks pretty good to me.
Sold that. Yeah. It's beautiful. It is reminiscent of the Cotswolds. I mean, I've spent a lot of time here in your country.
Yeah.
And I love it so much. And after living in LA for 30 years, it was time, to do something different.
Yeah.
And we found this house that begged, for us to risk everything that we had in order to kind of fix it up.
It's not a small project, is it?
It's not a small project. I didn't realize how big it was,
yes.
until we began it. But one thing happened. Look, we all have anxiety whenever there's some big change kind of in our life, right? And this was a very, very big change in ours. And really understanding exactly what this was going to take was really daunting. But the very first, this is a true story, the very first thing that we demoed was a sink in the kitchen, right? And in this sink, and I wasn't there, they sent me a picture of it, but was like a potato sack, like some kind of a sack, and stamped on this sack were these words, Walton Proof Battleship. I kid you not. I'll show you the photo. It's extraordinary. And I think I took that as a sign that, you know what, it's all going to be
pretty
okay.
big sign.
It's a pretty big sign.
And that's, that's quite Zen, and you've got a history of Zen. Your mum was a big advocate of Zen and mindfulness. And
Yeah. She was a Paramhansa Yogananda devotee. And I was raised by a bunch of Southern hippies, for sure.
Yeah.
And, new ways of kind of thinking about the world and the Urantia and a lot of spiritual literature.
You have that about you, though. You have that.
Do I? Yeah,
100%. You have that stillness about you, which is why We're also
take
fascinated by you. Yeah, because I've seen you on talk shows, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, all that kind of stuff. And you go on there and you do your bits and it's great and you tell your stories. And then the longer the interview goes or conversations go with you, the more you get back to the calmness. And that's why when you play characters, we're also engaged with them and we love them so much.
Oh, that's very, very, very
Seriously.
kind of you to say. Thank you.
So I read this morning, just this morning.
Just this morning? It's a news flash. Something
Literally
new came
just
out?
this morning. That Fallout has been commissioned for season 3 as well. Now that's going to help with the ranch.
It is going to help.
A little bit.
Yeah,
and I was so
it helped
pleased
with the sauna, Chris, that we've already put in.
Good. I was so pleased with it. I thought, that's another 5 years, maybe, in the Hudson Valley.
I tend to look at these things. I mean, I've been around for a long time. I've been very fortunate to do a number of films over the course of my career and a lot of television that have kind of gone on for periods of time. And I think about these things now, not as like seasons. Yeah, I don't like to look at it that way. I think the words that you use are very, very important. But chapters of a story.
Yeah.
And this is chapter 2 of season 2 of Fallout. And we've, 1 month into it, realized that there's just so much more to explore in this world, and Amazon has given us the opportunity to do that. And I just can't wait for people to see it.
And it's not a brave show; it's a fearless show, and they're different.
You're right.
You have to contemplate bravery, where you just are fearless.
I agree with you. Yeah. I mean, I think because I've been in this situation a few times, where if over the course of the first chapter of a show, if you will, if you're able to build a critical mass, what you have an opportunity to do in season 2 or chapter 2 is play it safe or go for broke and put everything in there. That's right. Yeah. And that's what we did. And we, meaning like us in front of the camera, but really everybody behind the camera. And there's 700 people employed by this show.
Propaganda show.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And it is a world. Look, I'm not saying it's Star Wars. I'm not saying that it's Indiana Jones, but it is a world.
Hang on. Let's put a pin in that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's frame it, because I didn't see season 1. I watched the beginning of season 2.
Okay, this interview is over, Chris.
I know.
Honest to God, man.
By the way, I'm playing catch up, and I'm like, right, I don't really know what's going on here. I've got to be honest.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
And it's a before and after, isn't it? So there's something happened before, and now we're in the after, but we go back to the before.
Well, it's based on one of the biggest video games in the world, right? Fallout.
Yes.
And this game has been played for 20-something years by players all over the world. And there's a very unique attachment to this experience. And so when we set out to kind of do this, Jonathan Nolan, in cahoots with Todd Howard and Bethesda Games, the idea was to tell an original story within the canon of a Fallout. And so, it picks up in the very first episode with the ending of the world really seen through my perspective. I didn't understand how what a unique opportunity that was for me until I saw it on film. Even though I experienced it, on the day, but seeing it, I didn't realize that it was going to affect me viscerally the way that it did.
Tell us about that.
Well, I mean, you're sitting there, and I'm with my child, and I am a father.
Yeah.
And I'm down on my luck. You don't really know that, but it's this guy that I play named Cooper Howard. I play the same person at 2 different.
So there's Ghoul and Cooper.
There's Cooper Howard, and then there's the Ghoul.
Yeah. Cooper
Howard is like in our world, a 2077, which is like a Pax Americana, like 1960s.
Yeah, it looks 1950s, 60s.
Yeah,
more,
that's right.
It?
Yeah,
it's beautiful, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean it is, and it's built in. That's built into the DNA of the game.
Was that fun to hang around that?
Oh, so
period?
Cool.
It's like going back
it's
in time.
Such a great area. Yeah, and he's he's a 1950s movie star.
Yeah.
And a Western star, and he's kind of down on his luck, and he's with his he's reduced to performing for kids' birthday parties. You don't know why, and you don't even know that that's a backstory. And over the course of this party, he looks up after having this conversation with his daughter, and she says, thinking about the mushroom cloud, is it bigger than your thumb, or is it bigger than my thumb? And I look up, and the first one goes off.
Yeah.
And then the second one, and then the third one, and you're with your child, and then the wave comes, and it just happens the way that Nolan architected those shots, and the way that he chose to tell that story was terrifying. And I grabbed my daughter and I'm running, and you don't really know what happens. And then you pick it up 200 years later with everyone that's living in the vault, right? You have the privileged that were able to ride out this experience underground, and the rest of us that were left to die on the surface. And then it goes right into this absurd satirical humor that is also baked into
hilarious
the DNA of
at
the show.
times. It has to be said.
Yeah, absolutely, and subversive, extremely subversive.
And now Cooper's become a badass.
Well, I like to think so.
Without question.
Yeah.
And also, you have to keep flip-flopping, don't you? So, do you do a load of Cooper and then a load of the Ghoul, or?
We kind of go back and forth. I mean, like most things that are
which
shot.
Which days are happiest on set?
Well, you know what? Well, that's a great question, actually. The Ghoul takes about 2.5 to 3 hours, including kind of putting on the wardrobe.
Prosthetics.
Right? To begin the day, just to get to the starting line. And Cooper Howard takes about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? And so, but they each have something very unique to offer, in that once, becoming the Ghoul, once you have on those prosthetics, then all of a sudden you're just deep in this imaginary world.
Does that helps?
It does help.
Yeah, of course it does.
Yeah. And it's you realize that you're going in a tunnel, and you're not going to come out for a very, very long time.
And how many months of the year would it be now for a series?
Oh God, you mean like how many months does it take to film it?
Yeah.
Well, I think it all depends on kind of where we travel to, but I think it's around 7 months,
right?
Something like that.
And you do the contract where you sign up for 7 years if you have to, and 5 years if you have to.
I mean, I think that's kind of a part of it,
Wow.
Yeah. But I have I have a vested interest in this story, like everybody that is on this journey. It is a very unique opportunity to get to express yourself.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, we sign up forever doing a morning show, but we're not really ourselves, but we're an exaggeration of ourselves. But you are somebody.
Do you want me to sign a contract? Can
No,
I be like a guest?
Sign the desk. They definitely want you to sign the desk. The first signature on our new guest desk.
Okay.
Even though we're not sitting at it, but we will be next year.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you might even come back. So you are flying high. You've had the most amazing career. You've done so many things. And, there's so much to talk to you about. Fallout Season 2 begins with Episode 1 on Wednesday, the 17th of December on Prime Video. Season 3 it's happening, gang, and there's nobody going to stop it.
No one.
Amazon, I've checked the bank account. The money's been transferred. It's all good in the hood. That's going to happen. If you don't mind, can you share with the listeners the story about going to Quentin Tarantino's for dinner and then not leaving until you'd auditioned for 3 roles in this film?
Oh wow, yeah. Well, I had read this script, and it was Django. This is obviously before The Hateful Eight, and at a buddy of mine's apartment, I'd finished it in New York, and then I called Robert Rodriguez actually, and I said, "Man, I've never asked you for anything. Can you please just make an introduction to Q for me?"
Yeah.
And he texted. He said, "Sure." And texted back, 10, 15 minutes later, and Quentin said, yeah, I'm a huge fan of Walton's. And I thought, no, come on,
Yeah.
really? Are you
He
joking
knows
with
who
me?
you are, and he likes you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. If any one of these guys know who you are, that's a great day.
Yeah.
And then, as fate would have it, my wife got a call from a very dear friend of hers, who was also a very dear friend of Quentin's, saying that she had just read it, and I have to meet him. And I'd met him before at this party, like this was a very long time ago, this tango party that Robert Duvall had in
what's a tango
Venice.
party?
Well, it's just a small group of people that get together and they dance tango.
All right. Okay. Nice.
Yeah, and it was a very, very cool
Sounds very
early
classic.
90s,
Duvall,
very
cool.
LA
You work
experience.
with him. You can't believe it.
Yeah, that's
He's
right.
the governor.
That's exactly
Yeah.
right. So this friend Sarah sets up this dinner, and we go there, and Quentin, and we just have this lovely conversation and never talk about his movie.
So you played
really.
it cool.
Yeah, I mean, what really? I don't know. I'm not a Machiavellian person. I don't angle for anything. I don't work a room ever. And at the end of it, he said, "So, hey man, I'm doing this thing, and I'd love for you to come in and read. Pick any 3 roles that you want." And so I said, well, okay. And then I didn't hear from him. So I didn't know if it was just he said that because we were all together. And then a month later, I get a phone call. and to come in and read for him. And I came in, and I read, 3 roles. And at the end of it, he said, that was fantastic, Walton. You feel good about whether SF? Yeah, I feel great. I said, but I'm not leaving. He said, what do you mean? I said, well, man, I don't care whether or not I get this job. I just want to say your words in front of you. So I want to read, Leo's role. I'm going to read Sam Jackson's role. I want to read Kurt Russell's role. I want to read all the roles. And he said, are you serious? And I said, yeah, man, we're here. And because he's so infectious, and his love of story, so energetic, but his love of story is infectious and is so unique, really, that he said, yeah, okay, let's do it. And then I don't know, I read like 30 pages, and he played every other character as if it was being shot on 70 millimeter.
Wow.
And we had the time of our life, and at the end of it, I said, it's so good to see you, man, and if I see you again, that's great, and if not, thank you for one of the best days of my life.
But you got a gig, and then you got a bigger gig, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood happened as well.
I got a gig, and then I got a big gig.
Yeah, and you're now in the gang.
I am in the gang. Yeah. I mean, anybody that's worked with Quentin, it is the golden ticket, and it is a unique group of people that have gone through that experience.
And again, what's lovely is you get together as an ensemble, and you all know each other. The rhythm's there. You don't have to waste all that time finding each other's space. Is this a gracious actor? Is it not a gracious actor? Yeah. Where is the space? We can all sort of find the magic, and the trust is there. And that's why it happens, isn't it? That's why it works, man.
Yeah. Hey, man, I'm in the Chris Evans stable too, man.
It's interesting today. By the way, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
Billy Bob Thornton gets quite a few mentions in The Accountant, and I'm thinking, you've got to work with him. Then I researched. You have worked with Billy Bob Thornton. You worked with Robert Duvall, Quentin Tarantino. I know a few times. You said it was a golden ticket from Tarantino. Other golden tickets are available, like from the White Lotus ticket, of course.
I mean, I've had a few of those. Look, Billy's a very, very old friend of mine, and like Dwight Yoakam and that whole crowd.
Yeah.
And to like that ticket with Billy, I mean, when he was really doing his thing behind the camera, I had an invitation to that world, and the same, obviously with Quentin and with Mike White. If you've gone through that,
same thing, same kind of vibe with the phone call, same kind of feeling in your tummy.
I mean,
here we go again.
I had an offer. I didn't read for Mike, but it was an offer. But it was the same thing. Yeah, it's like that this is a very special experience, and one that you're going to remember for the rest of your life.
When your agent told you, were like, "Oh my gosh."
I did.
I'm on the boat.
It was. That's right. Yeah. But the same thing with Danny McBride and David Gordon Green and Jody Hill and the Rough House Gang. Yeah, I've got a few stables that
I love it, man.
I love it too.
A Trailer Park Kid as well. I honestly your story's amazing. Your story's like a movie anyhow.
Thanks, man.
And the whole thing about your dad and
how does it end?
What?
Chris, my story.
Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it never ends.
Maybe it doesn't.
Maybe it never ends. Maybe it already has ended.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Maybe that's true too.
Who knows what's going on?
Yeah, exactly. You never know.
But I reckon we have a great runner here called Paula Radcliffe. She held the world record for the marathon for ages, and she says to us, because we all like to run, she says to us that a marathon's not halfway through a marathon's not 13 miles, it's 20 miles. And I feel the same about life. And I feel like you're not even halfway yet, because you can feel like, they talk about winding the flywheel. You just you never let it go, just keep putting turns on it. Yeah. I just sense that's where you are. How do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's an astute kind of observation. I do know that I'm not a result-oriented guy, right? So
you're a journey guy. You enjoy the journey, don't you?
I do, yeah. And that seems so trite to say that it's the journey, not the destination. But you know what? That's exactly what it is. And I don't know where I'm going, but I am having a great time walking in a general direction.
Yeah.
And running at times. Taking naps at times, but always moving in a general direction. And,
they say success is the process, not the product.
I think so.
I like that.
Yeah, I do too. And so many opportunities have kind of opened themselves up in so many different spaces in my life being a father, moving to a new part of the country. I've always traveled my entire life. I was with my son in Mongolia for a couple of weeks this summer, horseback riding, and seeing that in his eyes, life and experience kind of opening up for him was extraordinary. So the journey will continue.
Is it true that you wander around your land in the Hudson Valley with your beautiful house, which everybody can see on AD? Your film on AD was awesome, by the way. That's why I mentioned it after your Oscar, because I wondered where your Oscar was, because I didn't see it on a shelf in the hunting lodge. However, is it true that you wander around your land naked learning lines whilst avoiding bears? Is that actually true?
Well, I mean, there are bears, and we have bears.
But you get bears.
We get
on your land, bears, and you wander around butt naked learning lines.
Well, I mean, not every day.
Yeah, but sometimes.
Of course, it's happened. Absolutely. Why? I mean, I didn't move to the middle of nowhere so that I could wear a turtleneck every day of the rest of my life. I mean, I like to walk around naked, and my wife does. And
does it help with the learning of the lines?
Pond. Does it help? Yeah. You know what helps? The lack of noise. Like the green, being surrounded by green, and being surrounded by no leaves too.
And the seasons, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, we didn't have those in Los Angeles. There are award seasons.
I get it now. I get that now.
Yeah, which is beautiful. Me too. That's my ride or die.
But I understand that the change in, going with the rhythm of nature, and nature always being there to guide you because of the deciduous nature of the trees and the snow. You get the snow as well, don't you? You actually get the snow outside that big window that we can all see on your movie.
Today, you know what? We're getting between 5 and 8 inches. Today's like the first big dump.
It's so Christmassy, it's ridiculous. And the summers are gorgeous as well, are they? I presume.
They're gorgeous. Yeah.
So Walton Goggins is with us today. He's the first of our 2 Academy Award-winning guests this morning.
Who's number 2?
Kate Winslet.
No.
Kate Winslet's in 5 minutes. Oh, you can high five her.
Wow.
If you want to.
Oh, well, there you go. That's the guest.
She's made an unbelievable film.
Yeah.
She's great, isn't she, Kate?
I mean, is there a film that she makes that isn't unbelievable?
No, there's not. What is that about?
It's not
she should
luck,
be an agent,
Chris. Yeah.
She should just read scripts. Other superstars should pay her $1 million a year on a retainer to read scripts for them, because she can't pick a bad thing.
No, and even if it was a bad thing, she'd make it very special.
What about this? What about Corley McCulkin?
Hey, what about Macaulay?
And what about Macaulay Culkin, rather?
Yes,
and Thoreau's in the new
Justin Theroux's in the house.
What a laugh.
Yeah. No, it's a great. There are some really great people.
What were the days like those on set? Did you meet those?
Well, Justin's a really good buddy of mine.
Oh,
and so I was just, we've never worked together, and I was just so excited to kind of get into this with him and to see what happens, and it's everything that I had hoped it would be.
Is he a New York neighbor? Is he around there?
He is a New York neighbor. Yeah. And, relatively. He's been there for a very long time, and then Macaulay's
back, man. In Fallout. How cool is that?
It is very, and
is
he's
he a fan
really,
of the game? He
really.
must be a fan of the game.
I've never had that conversation with him. I don't know, but he did play my son in The Righteous Gemstones.
Of course.
And he does something very, very different in this show, and he's just a wonderful person.
We haven't even mentioned The Righteous Gemstones.
Hey, mention it. You mentioned it. You just mentioned it.
Yeah, I mean, that's extraordinary. You landed from Thailand off the White Lotus, and you had to go straight into Uncle Baby Billy.
Yes, that's right.
That was a moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like a day. Yeah, and
5 hours or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, I look, actors.
How crazy is The Righteous Gemstones?
It's bananas.
It is unbelievable.
It's crazy.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. He is Danny McBride.
I didn't even mention it. Sorry, I didn't even mention it.
No, he's the funniest person I have ever met in my life, and I'm not the only person that says that. Whoever meets and gets to know, he's lucky enough to get to know Danny. Would say that he's the
You got so much going
person.
on, Walton Goggins. I'm so happy for you.
Hey, that's very kind of you. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for your new desk over here.
I know, what a great desk.
It's such a cool desk.
It's not a bad desk. Actually, it looks a bit like the desk in your hunting. Your art is like off the chain. You got to go. We got to get out of here.
Man. Hey, what a joy. Thank you so much for having me on.
Can we have a Walton Goggins? All right, Fallout Season 2 begins with Episode 1 on Wednesday, December 17 on Prime Video.
Hey, check it out.
Yeehaw!
Check it out.
All right, come on.
A pleasure.
You're amazing. Thanks, mate.
Radio.